There is a world as tangible as our own, impossible to see yet unavoidable to sense. A world enveloped by a seemingly unending ocean of forests. Buried deep in that forest, tucked away neatly within a blanket of twilight, lies a quaint little cabin. And in that cabin
is a bunch of guys. He's a bunch of bullshitter.
All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SleepyCast. It is 2016. This is the first podcast of the new year. Fucking A. You know what? I'm just going to say it. You know what? Yeah, I'm sorry. Can our guests introduce themselves? We have with us today.
Hi, I'm Stamper.
Thunder Dick Stamper.
Sounds like a Tekken character.
Thunder. It sounds like one of those unlockable reskins. Like a good name.
Hallo, ich bin's Shadman.
German-speaking Shadman.
Hi, hey ladies.
Sensual, sweet Jeff. And me.
Danke.
Yeah, danke.
Bitteschön, mein Lieber.
Okay.
Bitte.
Bitte.
That's the extent of my knowledge.
So here we're going to be talking about stuff tonight.
Yeah, there's some stuff, but I feel like I don't want to hound on it, but I know a lot of fans are curious, and it's come up quite a bit. Why exactly Stamper has left the podcast? And
you're trying to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, because it's something that people are going to mention. There's a lot of sleepy conspiracy grumps. That shit just kind of comes up sometimes.
Well, he whispered to me, he's like, listen, Jeff.
This is all true. Continue.
Yeah.
I got a real problem with everybody.
I put you on the spot and you couldn't move from it.
He's like, I got a real problem with everybody calling Dr. Robotnik Dr. Eggman. And all the other autists disagree with me, and I'm having a mental breakdown about it, and I have to go do my Sonic OCs alone.
You know what's funny? Like, no matter how much you joke about these things, somebody like, wait, was he joking? And totally try to piece together all the tweets to try to reinforce that theory.
Well, hopefully they can all go to conspiracyfaggots.org and talk about it.
Smoking's big.
Guys quitting again tomorrow and then not quitting.
I don't know. We do these things. We go days without a smoke. And then we do. And then we don't smoke for like a week. And then...
Yeah, so make sure you stand up on your pedestal and judge us fucking a month from now. Asshole God.
I wouldn't care except you guys, I don't feel good.
The only thing I said was that my nuts hurt.
Yeah,
but I got that figured out. I went to the doctor.
I'm trying to figure out why I don't have any feeling in my left foot.
Your nuts are okay?
Yeah, it was epididymitis. I had an infection in my prostate.
An infection?
In my prostate. It's like, I guess it's fairly common.
Antibiotics or something?
It's basically like a urinary tract infection.
You said it was in your ball.
Yeah, but it's like essentially, but the infection goes up.
Dude, your ball is here. Your prostate is
I understand.
Here.
The infection crawls up your dick hole, goes into your prostate, gestates, and then spits back out through your balls.
Did you just not masturbate enough?
It might have been that, to be honest. Shit.
I never have problems like that.
I know.
There's also not doctors that say, you need to masturbate more often because...
What if that's what the doctor wrote on a piece of paper, like your prescription? It's like, all right, I know what you need, and on the prescription note it just says, jack off two times daily.
But there's different types of jacking off. There's jacking off where, you just kind of... You come, But then I came, like... it's like you know what I'm talking about.
Are you talking about the difference between like, I came and, oh no, I made a mess all over my computer?
It's like the difference of like throwing up a little in your mouth or like really like heaving everything you had for lunch.
That's amazing.
Are you talking about the difference between doing it because you have to do it, like eating? Like you have a really good meal versus like you're eating because you have to?
No, he's talking about the difference between like a kernel coming out of your ass when you're shitting or just taking like 4 loads out at once.
And you feel like after taking a dump like you've been asleep for 12 hours. Like, whoa, oh God, something happened.
So when you guys jack off, it solves all your problems.
It changes your life. And you know it when it happens.
My jack off is just a waste of my time and it makes me feel worse. You gotta get shit out of your system.
There were a few stories about when we did move out the SleepyCabin office that I thought were kind of fun, but they never got told. Nobody ever got to hear them, not on the podcast at least. I didn't want to share them without you. Jeff, you heard some of these, right?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I was there at some point.
Yeah, you were there for some of them, Chad. Chris and Zach were working on Hellbenders.
You might have
at
to
the
go
time.
back, clarify a little bit for people that don't really know. So we had an office,
Oh, right. Okay.
fully established.
Stamper poured his heart and soul into this SleepyCabin office. It was beautiful, but yeah, eventually the need for the office kind of dwindled, and we decided to can the office, unfortunately. But when we moved out all the shit from the office, a few things happened that night. Aside from Niall getting drunk while he smashed fluorescent lights against his face, and I had mailings to do, and he would not let me leave until I turned on the camera so he could smash
I
light
saw
bulbs on
that
his face.
video, and that was the moment when I decided maybe I just shouldn't be friends with any of you.
You know, that was one of a couple of videos. There was a second video I never
That was
released.
actually the first time that Mick second guessed my judgment because I was supporting him and joined
You guys
in.
were combining backyard wrestling and bum fights.
And later on, they combined it into Star Wars Battle. And I tried to let them know. I mean, look, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that a lightsaber fight with fluorescent light bulbs isn't going to last very long.
Right, but then you have like a chunk in your hand that you can stab people.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. But I remember you guys were trying to fight, and like it was like you guys choreographed something. You guys like, oh no, I'll do this move, you do that move. It was like, all right, great. They have a plan. Turn on the camera. 1, 2, 3, and they just like smashed it against each other.
Yeah, it didn't work at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, when you abandon something completely, it's all just self-destructive.
Yeah,
I think.
I think
It's
the
just,
end
hey,
of it was just tear it all down. Just burn this fucking place down.
I do remember having fond memories. Stamper and I were there, and we used to have that mangy fucking fox just running around.
Oh yeah,
Like,
garbage and trash or rubbish.
rubbish and garbage, or rubbish and
Garbage.
Yeah, like everybody asked me about Garbage the Fox, but like Jeff was there all the time feeding them too.
Yeah, but
Out
you were
of
the
his
voice.
hand.
You were the voice of
both
that
had it, right?
movement of the sushi pancakes and garbage shit all over the
Right, so
office.
a house cat and a fox that shit everywhere.
the man.
And then we've
Doesn't
got
sell it very
and then
well.
we've got 2 rats here, 3 abandoned turtles, and we had a stray dog too. This is
sorry.
literally. And then there was that big-
Never disrespect the turtles.
There
my
was the
friend.
baby snake too. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Zippy. It was like
Zippy.
It was like the size of like your.
I can't
like,
believe
thumbnail.
you fucking remembered his name.
I do.
I don't remember the snake.
We just had a video. I don't think we ever put it out, but there was this baby snake. I don't even know how you saw it.
Yeah, so quick story. I was fucking, I don't know what was in my system, but I was out of my mind. And it was night. It was like pitch black. It must have been like midnight, 11, 12. I went outside for a smoke. I came back in and I had a baby snake in my hand. And I was like, you gotta see this, Mick. And
Yeah.
it was a baby snake. It was just this little tiny snake.
Yeah.
And we filmed it.
It was so small that the phone had a hard time focusing on it.
It looked like a tiny rattlesnake.
Yeah, it had like the.
And it would like whip around in your hand and
Yeah.
like try to bite your finger, but his face was too small. It was like a earthworm size.
yeah, but he had those big black eyes. You know, like the cute anime.
Truth be told, I've never seen a
disproportionate-
baby snake.
I haven't either. And then we looked it up. Like, what do we feed it? And like, none of the things they said to feed it would even fit in this thing. I think they
I
were.
walked
saying-
outside and I fed it into the yard like
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year. I just whipped it hard.
I kind of want to befriend more wild animals. I think, kind of like the fox. I like this idea of having a animal pal that
Yeah.
I have to take care of.
Yeah.
He can take care of himself and just come and visit sometimes, and I'll pet him, and he'll just go off on his own fucking adventures
And this
and come back.
It's funny.
It's one of the big things that people don't understand. Like, you put out a video like Garbage the Fox, and it's fascinating listening to all the people criticizing you on that. Pretty much 75% of them are afraid of him. They're like, don't do that. You don't even
yeah.
get close to him. Don't touch
Yeah.
him. Don't even fucking worry about him. And it's this weird, like, backwards cruelty. And then in my mind, where he's tiny and useless and sick.
Yeah.
And then you got these other assholes that are like, you shouldn't be feeding him lunch meat and stuff. I'm just saying because I did a lot of research. You got like the paranoid people that make up the big point, and then like the asshole people that think they know everything.
It's almost like somebody else's pet, right? Like, let's say you own some cute animal. I don't have to take care of it, but I can watch you take care of it and enjoy that, you know? So I can sit by on the side and enjoy it.
Like I did a YouTube video with the turtles, and you got the assholes that are like, your diet for your turtles is a little. It's like, okay. away, and there's like 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
And it's like, you really shouldn't be treating your rats like that. And it's like, you know what, dude? My rats have been alive for like a year and a half, and they have a 2-year lifespan.
Yeah.
Could you just let me give them some fucking cranberries and candy bars?
And then when you talk about on the podcast,
to send them out gracefully.
drinking a bottle of fucking piss and cigarette butts, there's nobody going around being like, you should really limit
those are
your
the same
piss
people
intake.
who are like,
Exactly.
We treated those foxes like fucking kings, I swear.
They were gods. Genuinely, honestly, they were eating better than we were.
Yeah.
Better than we
I
were.
was not going to feed that thing by hand, but then I knew better. I knew this thing could be scared or sick and bite me, and I'd be immediately on my way to the emergency room to get fucking shots.
Yeah.
But, you know, because Stamper is a nice guy and reckless, he decided to feed him by hand, and I'm like, well, I can't look like a fucking pussy here, so I guess I'll just do the same thing. But that thing was grateful, man. He just took the food right out of our hands.
No, you misunderstand me.
Yeah.
I am cautiously.
You are reckless.
I am cautiously and understandingly reckless. So I don't walk into reckless situations.
Yeah. You treat foxes and homeless guys the same, kind of like they can hurt you, but
No. Everybody has a trigger in their stomach where you look at something, any situation, and you say, this isn't for me, and you turn around and you walk away. Maybe my trigger's just better than yours, bigger than yours. I don't know. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
You know that little buzz that you get in your gut?
Your spidey senses, your Stamper senses?
Oh, give me a How many situations in life where you should have been like, I'm gonna walk away?
A lot.
And you didn't.
Well, no, that's the ones that you see. But I walk away from... it's like every time you guys see a situation that I'm in, you're like, okay, but you don't see like the 30 other situations I walk away from all day.
I think really what Jeff is saying is that you end up in a situation where you have 30 situations to walk away from, while most people, it may be a handful of situations.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
Life is boring.
Yeah.
Life is boring.
You do keep things interesting for better or worse. You always manage to.
Mainly for worse. I'm not gonna argue there. I'll tell you one thing though.
Well,
I'm still alive.
You always got a story to tell. At least there's that.
He does. Speaking of a story to tell.
Yeah.
So here's one half of the story, and then Stamper is the second half of the story. We're moving shit out. We drop off a bunch of stuff at Chris and Zach's place.
Back in the office?
Yeah. And Stamper, me, and Niall, we just dropped off stuff, and we're driving back, and there's a cop following us. Yeah. Dude, first of all, fuck Easton Road. If you're a policeman on Easton Road, listen, I know you're doing your job, but really, fuck you. Get a fucking life. That whole road is littered with cops who have nothing better to do than
Easton
fucking
Road,
pull people
Abington,
over.
Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. And I'm sure they're decent people at home with their families and whatever, but on the road, they are all fucking
I just want to
dick
preface
sucks.
this.
What?
I'm not going to tell the story. I'm just going to say this. I've been driving that road for God knows how many years. I got pulled over once, and the cop politely pulled up next to me, and he did a little roll your window down motion, and I rolled my, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I punched in the wrong numbers on your license plate. Good day." And and I'm like, "Oh."
And they handed you a $5.
What a gentleman.
Sucked your dick and then walked off. See, I did not have that situation.
No, you guys, go, please. Continue.
So apparently, look, it's not my fault. This moving van, the whole dash lights up as soon as you turn on the car. Now, normally the dash doesn't light up unless you have the lights on. But it was night,
You're driving at night with no lights.
Yes, in a moving van. So
That
I get
is
it.
on you.
Okay, fine.
I did say that.
Fine. So they pull us over.
However, I don't believe
No,
him.
Stamper initially thought we got pulled over because there were cops tailing us, and Stamper was in the back of the van, so not in a seat.
Well, we were driving all day, but the road is so well and prominently lit
Yes.
that you don't need your headlights.
It never occurs to you.
We're going back and forth.
On it was like a quarter of a mile.
Yeah.
I mean, if that.
We could see everything just fine.
Yeah. So anyways, these cops pull us over. Apparently, I had been pulled over previously because I had a headlight out in my car.
When I was in the car?
Yeah, that's when you were in the car when I got pulled over.
I remember that.
Yeah. But then they wanted IDs from everybody in the car. Niall didn't have a license, and he didn't have his
All right, so you were driving.
Yeah.
I was in the cargo area in
Yeah.
the back.
Yeah.
Which, as far as I knew, was illegal. So
And
I thought
then,
we were.
but then when they were like, "Oh, what about the guy in the back? Can we get his ID?" It never, that was never a problem. You just handed
and then
your
they
ID
just chatted with us.
yeah, you handed the ID through like a slot or something.
There's a dude cop and this female cop.
And Niall would not stop hitting on her the whole fucking
Well,
time.
because he was like, oh yeah, he
Oh,
started
his
talking
Irish
to her.
charm,
and then she's like,
absolutely.
oh yeah, my parents are from Ireland, and
Oh,
so
yeah. So they're having that conversation on that side of the
my
car,
God.
and he doesn't have an ID, and she thinks he's adorable, like a lost puppy.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where the second he says, "Oh yeah, I'm from Ireland," and she's like, "Oh yeah," it's just ding. You know, they're never gonna have a problem if we're out of the situation completely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm hanging out with this guy they asked me, he was like, I just gotta ask, have you been drinking tonight? And I was like, yes, I had a beer about an hour ago. And he's like, all right, you need to step out. So I stepped out.
The answer is no.
No, and when I stepped out, he said he could smell something. And I'm like, well, then probably not, but whatever. He probably smelled you from the fucking cargo area, or Niall, because both those guys were drinking all night. Anyways.
When a cop says, I can smell something, you say, yeah, I've been working all day.
I had nothing to fear. I was totally confident that it would work out, and it kind of did, except that it just drew out the whole night longer. So I had to go out. It was the first time I was ever breathalyzed.
That was cute. This is actually making me sick.
It was bullshit. So they hand us the IDs.
Placate a bored cop for 30 minutes. That's your problem.
And then then Niall brought up that we did like a podcast together, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, do some podcasty stuff for me or something." Like, okay, we just need to go now. Like, I'm glad you're entertained.
And I'm in a fucking cargo
and
area,
he was in the back
on
the whole
road
time.
cone like a medieval torture device the whole time, pissed off, while you guys are charming police officers.
I was trying to do damage control. Niall was straight up hitting on her.
There was no damage to control at all to begin with.
So that was the night, and we got back. There was still a few more moves we had to do. But while I was doing the mailing, I got a text from you, Stamper.
This is the interesting part here.
So that story was annoying and unnecessary. Your story is fucking bizarre.
Okay, so do I start my story now?
Yes, please.
I don't remember it as well as I probably should.
If you don't, I'll try to fill in the blanks.
Okay, good. So from what I remember is, as I was coming back home, I got pulled over in the same spot on the same fucking road by the same bored fucking cops. Dude comes up to my window, and I forget the conversation we had beforehand, but I'm looking at him. I say, "You just pulled us over, not a couple hours ago." And he said, "No, sir, I've never seen you before." I was like, "No, yeah, I was in the U-Haul van. I was in the back." And he was like,
"No, you didn't say U-Haul van."
Yeah, that's what the thing was.
Yes.
He was like,
that was where you.
Okay. Start over.
Okay, so fuck. All right, well, to be fair, I understand why you don't remember. Here's what happened, okay? You were super fucking trashed, right? You were driving 70 miles an hour in a 35 zone.
Yeah, I was trying to get home.
So you got pulled over. This is what I remember, and I will never forget. You said that you were pulled over. The headlights of the cop's car in your rear view mirror blinded you, so you could not see the two cops as they both flanked your car coming up to the driver's side area.
Flanked is a little Call of Duty.
Well, one is on one side, one's on the other. That's flanking. As the officer gets to your window, they knock on the window, and you look in the man's face and realize that you've seen him before. That it was the exact same fucking cop that pulled us over just a couple hours before. Now, he didn't recognize you. This you didn't mention, but that you were in the back of the van, so he never saw your face.
Right.
But you saw his face from the back of the van because you were looking out the windows and filming everything. The way you were describing it, though, he was asking, he was like, do you know how fast you were going? And you're like, oh, yeah, I was probably going real fast. And he's like, yeah?
Yeah, that was what started it.
But then he asked you if you had been drinking.
Yeah.
And you said you were sweating fucking bullets.
Dude, I was wasted,
because if that would have been your license.
About the limit, I was above and beyond.
Yeah, you would have been done. You wouldn't have a fucking license.
I was Denzel Washington flight limit.
You said you admitted to them, like, yeah, I'm drinking while you arrest me, or something like that.
Yeah, no, you said something to them that you there was total affirmation about the drinking, but so you said that you had been drinking, and then they asked you to step out of the vehicle, and in that moment.
So in my mind, it's like, look, if a cop says, "Have you been drinking?" You don't say no. You say, "Yeah."
Even though, like, 5 minutes ago, you just told me I should have never admitted that I was drinking.
That's not global advice. You can't give that to everybody, but people know what I'm talking about.
No, I do. But what happened is they asked you to step out of the vehicle, and you said that you were your mind was racing. You were trying to find any way not to get out of the fucking car. And the only thing you could say, and you were so happy that it occurred to you, you saw the guy's face, and you're like, hey, don't I know you? Like, total distraction from what was actually happening. You were just trying to like change the subject. And the guy's like, what? No, I don't know you. And you're like, no, I'm pretty sure I know you. And like you wouldn't drop it. And he started getting really frustrated. And finally, you said something like, no, I know.
Yeah, he wanted to fucking breathalyze.
No, he wanted to get, yes. But then you were like, I was the guy in the back of the van. You just pulled us over a couple hours ago. And the cop said to you, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't pulled over any U-Hauls today.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I never said I was in a U-Haul.
Yeah.
And you said that in that moment, his eyes just got really big.
And he walked away like
he got really silent and just fucking turned around and walked away.
He was like,
And then the other cop came back up with his ID, handed it back. It was just like, okay, you can go.
I don't understand.
It was just like,
I don't understand why he did
He
that.
had you dead to rights.
He did. Oh God, if he just shut his mouth, you would have been done.
But then I caught him in a lie.
You should have been in jail that night.
Yeah, dude, there were so many reasons why you should have been in so much trouble. And I just remember you texting like, I don't know how I got out of this.
Like, is there like a jurisdiction that I don't know about? Like, is there like some sort of law that he was...
I have no idea.
Because he walked away like, I was in power now. I didn't understand anything that happened.
I mean, that was weird enough, but then the other cop coming up, like, he couldn't even do it himself. Like, he was so embarrassed, he couldn't come back up. Yeah, like, he had to, like, talk to his friend and be like, yo, listen, just let these guys go.
Yeah, they had this weird,
can you hand him
like,
back the ID? I can't look him in the face or something.
Like, I'm going to see him again or something, but... I don't know if it was like shame or like a law. I had no idea what happened there.
Let me step back a second, Roman. I'm going to tell a story. Speaking of vehicular stories, I was driving Chris to the airport because, of course, his train gets canceled. We're following this car. We're going about 35, 40 miles an hour. Plenty of room to pull over. It's not this hectic highway. This car in front of us, the passenger side door is not closed. It is swinging loosely open.
This is while you're driving?
Yeah. Chris, I'm like, Chris, what's going on up there? The door is just swinging wildly.
You guys are on the freeway?
It wasn't quite a freeway.
Okay.
There was a place to pull off.
Okay.
So then it opens up further, and this head sticks out, and this person starts projectile vomiting out the door while the car is driving. It's like cartoon vomit. It's like fire hose, Easton Road vomit. So I'm like this is a fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where I'm Larry David making Larry David faces, trying to avoid my tire driving through vomit on the road. 30 seconds later, the door opens again, and they start vomiting again out the door. The car is not stopping, and I am swerving, trying to not hit the car in the lane to the left of me, trying to avoid vomit on the road. It's splattering, dude. It's splattering everywhere. It's like,
yeah, we talked about that.
It's hitting the ground. It's 60 miles an hour or whatever.
The car it's down to the side of the
car. Oh yeah.
We talked about what kind of critical situation it was for him not to pull over. Like, could you imagine?
What was the conversation in the car?
Yeah, like dude's driving. He's like, dude, I need to puke. He's like, we can't stop. We need to keep going, dude.
You're kind of half expecting this person to just fall out of the car.
This person vomited 4 separate times. The car would not stop. Yeah, the end. People, I don't know. I don't understand this planet.
That's amazing.
Yeah, anyway.
Shad, what do you think of Christmas?
I don't really celebrate it. You know, there's a lot of people who say, like, I don't care for Christmas. Like, oh, fuck Christmas. I don't care. Damn, I have to go see my family. Like, I literally don't care.
But isn't that because German Christmas isn't like American Christmas? Like, your Santa Claus, like, murders children and stuff.
No. We call it Weihnachten. And our Santa Claus is the Sammy Claus. And he comes on the 6th of December and gives the kids Gritti Pants, which is little...
Greedy pants?
They're little baked kids. Like they're...
Wait, what?
Like
I said that wrong. They're not literal baked kids.
Like gingerbread men.
Yeah, but they're made of bread. But they're supposed
like
to
gingerbread men.
They're supposed to be children. Like they're Gritti Pants.
Right, like gingerbread men.
They're the little cookies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shaped like little...
You ever see Shrek?
Yes.
Remember your favorite character?
Yes.
That guy. The little gingerbread man.
No, but he also gives you...
like this, I think.
Oh, no!
He also gives you peanuts and mandarins.
Mandarins?
Yes, it's very specific.
Oranges?
Yes, but if you're a bad kid...
Your country sucks already. Never mind the bad kid.
Are you telling me if we go around with bags and shit, people are just gonna hand us peanuts and mandarin oranges?
No, some...
Hey, check it out.
Fuck this place.
If you're good, they give you peanuts and mandarins. But if you're bad...
Yeah, what if you're bad?
Schmutzli comes. and he's the black Santa Claus. Santa Claus is slave.
Wait. You mean like he wears a black outfit?
He's black.
He's
black, wears a black outfit, has
like he
black
came from
beard.
Africa, black.
Yeah, and he's covered in dirt and shit. He's just Santa's like dirt.
Is he covered in dirt or is he black?
Both.
I have a question.
No, he's actually
So
both.
he's black and covered with dirt.
Yes.
And
So
the
he's
slave.
a dirty black man.
And
Yes.
a slave.
He's a filthy.
He's
nigga.
a dirty black slave.
He's like anti-Santa.
Yeah, no, he's his slave. He works for Santa all day, slaves over him while Santa gives out stuff for the kids.
Gives out peanuts and
It's
mandarin
not
oranges.
Santa, it's Sammy Klaus. It's a lot different.
It's like anti-Claus.
Wait.
Kind of.
I have a question. You know that movie Krampus? Like it's like of a German. That's like a German origin. Was that ever?
I'm from Switzerland, so Sammy Klaus is Swiss.
Okay.
Oh wait, just in Switzerland?
Yeah, it's just in Switzerland.
The black,
where did you speak the
racist
same
Santa
language?
Claus is Swiss.
Yes.
I thought he'd give out like chocolates and shit. That seems like a Swiss thing.
No,
Chocolates.
it was mandarins and peanuts.
What a random combination.
But anyway, Schmutzli then puts you in his bag
Yeah.
and whips you.
How many kids can he fit in his bag?
So instead of like bringing a bag of toys, he like puts you in his bag and like whips the shit out of you.
But that's on the 6th. So guess what happens on the 24th? Guess who brings the gifts?
I don't know.
Jesus.
Froggen, and he throws you in a well and wishes you the best of luck.
It's little baby
Watches you
Jesus
climb out.
flying around in his crib.
Wait, who is it?
Little baby Jesus.
How does he know what to give you? How does he give you presents? He's got these tiny little hands.
fucking Jesus?
Does he just do they just like materialize, or does he have like a big bag of toys?
Never
He has a
physically-
tiny bag of toys with his tiny bag of hands.
He has it all in his crib.
So you're saying like we have Christmas ornaments where we have Santa Claus on a sleigh with a reindeer, and then we put it on our roofs and shit like that. You're saying in Germany or in Switzerland they've got a baby in a crib flying in the air, dropping presents on people.
Yes.
You're fucking kidding.
I'm not making this up. I'm not making that up. And you can imagine that pretty early on as a child, I thought like this is obviously just bullshit, and like our parents are giving us stuff.
Yeah, because the dude that comes down through the chimney and sneaks through your house and throws shit under.
Yeah, it actually
tree,
makes more
that-
sense that a baby would
that
fit
makes-
down my chimney than a big fat guy.
There was no chimneys in our stories. He flew up to the window. He could fly in his crib.
What, he fly up to your window and what, break your window and throw the presents in through your window?
I don't know. It's obviously not as well thought out as the American
So
one.
what do kids do if a German kid and a Swiss kid meet up and they talk about Christmas? They have completely different stories. They're like, oh, did that creepy black dirty Santa come and beat you up? No.
They were
I
not
guess I
friends.
must be ignorant or something, but I never understood how the German language tied into.
We don't have the same language. Swiss German is completely different.
Really?
But it's called Swiss German?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Or is it like English versus UK English?
It's completely different.
Oh, really? Are
Yeah.
you sure?
Hold on.
If I went and learned German, we couldn't communicate.
You could not communicate with Swiss German.
Period at all. You
At
are
all.
a fucking
No,
liar.
at all. At all.
Swiss German is completely different than German.
Swiss German is an
In
absolute
Switzerland, do you
perversion.
call your language Swiss German?
We call it Schweizerdeutsch.
So you call your own language Swiss German?
Schweizerdeutsch.
Does it look the same when you write it?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it fucking different? Why didn't they just call it Swiss then?
Put on the spot.
They know
Whoops.
they feel guilty. They know they bastardized and
They were just like, we don't have enough time to make our own language. We're just gonna call this Swiss German, but it's nothing like German.
They have the Super Mario Brothers 2 of German language.
Pretty much.
It's funny, Mick. We were just talking about that today.
Let
Yeah,
me tell you guys about my Christmas.
yeah. Jeff, tell us about your
yeah,
Christmas.
Well, it started. I took a plane. I don't know if I told you this.
No.
I was taking a plane to visit my ex-wife.
Wait, what?
Yes.
What? Wait, what?
I remember this.
Wait, hold on. Are you kidding?
No.
Jeff, you were married?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, go on.
And she was at a Christmas party.
Okay.
And her business was having a Christmas party.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna show up and surprise her.
Tell this dude.
It's kind of fucked up.
This is
I know.
real. I am
It's kind of fucked up. But
genuinely
I was having
wow.
trouble finding her on the computer in the lobby.
Yeah.
Because it turns out,
Yeah.
she changed her last name back to original. I was looking for her with my last name. She changed her name back to her.
Dude, you were there for like fucking 14
Yes.
minutes, flipping through B, looking.
Wow.
And I finally
Okay.
found her. It was in a skyscraper.
You're making some kind of reference. This is not real.
I
This
don't
is
know what
something
you're
from a
talking
movie.
Okay. So go on.
So I took the elevator up. And I
Yeah.
was about to surprise. I was walking in the hallway. I had flowers.
Yeah.
Terrorists took over the tower.
Okay, and
I
then
wouldn't
what?
believe it. Germans.
Fuck this guy.
So then, okay, then what
I
happened?
don't know what you're talking about.
Then what happened?
Okay, they captured everybody, but I managed to escape without my shoes, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I'm running around this goddamn skyscraper without fucking shoes,
Dude,
trying to not get shot to
When
death.
he came home, he showed me the bottoms of his feet. This is like Fred Flintstone.
How does it end?
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
How did you?
Yeah,
how did it all get wrapped up?
Like somebody else came in and said there was a pregnant woman and she had to something about Hans.
There was C4. There was C4. I threw
There's
down
like,
the
there's like
elevator
tons of
shaft,
C4.
It's just C4 lying around.
What's the deal with C4?
Yeah.
Anyways, have
It
you
just
ever seen
explodes.
C4
It explodes.
in your life?
It explodes. Okay.
Let me ask you something.
C4 goes boom.
Where
Blow
do you
it
get
up.
C4?
Fucking Amazon.
I'll tell you right now, within 20 minutes, I can get you a pound of heroin. Where do you get C4 from?
I bet you could
I
probably.
guarantee you the heroin's more expensive.
I bet there's like a anarchist cookbook. I bet you could figure out how to make
For
C4.
C4?
Yeah.
I think it's like this urban legend that a lot of movie directors like.
Die Hard! That's what it was! It's Die Hard!
I don't know what
You're
you're
a
talking
dirty liar,
I don't know
Jeff!
what you're talking about.
Live your own
Is
life.
that like your wet dream?
I only want to be John McClane in Die Hard 1 and 3.
But you know what? For a brief moment there,
Yeah.
I thought you actually had an ex-wife.
Yeah,
But when you said I also have kids, I knew another kid.
Yeah, no, that was impossible.
I knew that's too
Well,
far.
you're very perceptive.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine you having kids without fucking them.
Well, that is offensive.
What if he told you he had kids and he fucked them?
I wouldn't believe him.
Wait, you said you would believe him
No, I
though?
wouldn't believe him because he would be in prison.
What if he said he had kids and he thought about fucking them? You'd be like, oh, I believe you now.
No, I wouldn't believe him
Why?
because he would have acted out on it and be in prison.
You're projecting. That's what I think you're doing. You're projecting.
I don't have kids. You know, speaking of fucking kids, though, maybe we should talk about a thing that occurred lately.
Oh.
You know how that one podcast you were talking like to Corey about like pedophiles luring kids in with Minecraft? What did you
That
say
was
again?
that was the one that we had where we were talking about how like nowadays molesters have to get savvy with the times if they
Yeah.
want to molest kids. What was your suggestion? That they just start a Minecraft server and just like invite kids to it or something?
Are you trying to like paint me as this mad?
No. It's
No, but it happens to be something that it's interesting that we would
made a-
joke
all right,
about
all
it.
right, we made a joke.
Yeah,
That
I just thought-
Minecraft lures kids in, and
Yes.
apparently popular Minecraft players are now being caught left and right.
Yes.
the most recent.
But they were
one-
already getting caught
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
left and right.
But
But
that
it
one
just
was,
doesn't seem to be slowing down.
No, that one was like seems to be like the most offensive case. Yeah.
What, this one?
Yeah.
So who is this again?
They call him Lionmaker.
Okay.
And apparently, like, I'm not into Minecraft at all.
Yeah.
I never look at anything, but it was just such a notorious case that I couldn't happen but hear about it.
What exactly were the what exactly was the offense?
The offense were that he was accused of hitting on this underage girl. and
Okay, well that's
pestering her for
bad,
him.
but that's not the worst thing. I mean, it's terrible, but it's not like.
Ages.
Sorry, what?
Ages.
Oh, he's like in his late 20s, and she was like, I think 15.
Every time somebody says underage, it means 17 to 1.
Yeah.
Well, she was like 15 or something like
And he
that.
was like mid 20s.
Yeah, and he's late 20s.
Okay.
And apparently he shared like some child porn on Twitter or something, which I thought
Of
was,
her?
I don't know of what. Like I said, I don't know the whole story. I just kind of got in late and like I
Yeah,
saw a lot
yeah.
of stuff
Did
about it on
you
Twitter.
See it?
No. I just heard a lot of stuff about it on Twitter, and like he shut down his Twitter and he came back and put it back up. It was just
Okay.
really weird, and
Like
he
vindictively?
he admitted to it, but then he keeps saying that he's being defamed, like it's this whole strange thing. And so like the morbid curiosity kind of got a hold of me. It's like I want to look up this guy's channel.
Okay.
And I went to like his channel, and it was like all these like just tons of Minecraft video. One of them was like in a Star Wars world. And
Well, yeah.
stuff.
I mean, that's what Minecraft Let's Players
And
do. They just play Minecraft.
You could see that at first, like some of his videos, they were like well received, had a lot of upvotes and stuff. And suddenly they started to have a lot of downvotes. And then some of the later ones, the comments were disabled.
See, as soon as the comments go,
And
you know that's when there's
there were
trouble.
just tons of downvotes.
Yeah.
Then his latest video was entitled "Hide and Go Seek," and it was just nothing but downvotes. The comments disabled. And you see like this anthropomorphic Minecraft lion running around, like playing hide and seek with mute children who are running away from him. And just him like talking in this PewDiePie voice like, "Hey, how's it it going, guys? It's me again, Lionmaker, and it's
Maybe he was trying to make
No, there's
a
a
humorous situation.
No, he was not. He was not. There's a disclaimer saying, "Hey guys, Lionmaker is feeling under the weather a little lately."
I just don't think there's anything more distasteful or just ironic than a guy getting pinned for being a pedophile, dressing up in an animal outfit and chasing kids in
he was not
hide and
literally
go
dressing
seek.
up. It was a Minecraft.
Well, no,
thing.
but that's like his character.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't. It's just. How do people not think that they're going to get caught for
The
this
perp
shit?
switches in their head just go off.
I guess
Stop
they're just
themselves.
willing to do anything and everything. But I mean, goddamn, the internet is such a small place.
It's just their lust for children, apparently.
You had said something like there was some girl that also had a channel, right?
Yeah, so one of the girls he hit on apparently also had like her own little Minecraft channel. So it's like he probably promises kids like to share their stuff with his fame.
You know, it's like, it's so sad, but yet it's gotten to the point where it's not surprising at all. It sucks, it's disgusting, but I don't think it's ever like, I'm like, wow, didn't see that coming.
So, what percentage of popular Minecrafters in YouTube do you think are children?
You know what?
What?
PewDiePie's fan group, the Bro Fist Army. You know why they call it Bro Fist?
I'm
you're gonna
scared
tell me
to
that?
ask.
You don't want to know.
It's because he
It's
bro
his
fists the
logo.
screen.
Because he fists.
Oh,
kids.
no, he doesn't.
You know why Markiplier's mustache is pink?
Oh, shut up.
There you go.
I don't even answer that.
Alright, you know what? I'm not even going to get into that. But there's messages. There's subconscious messages there.
So we're just saying a lot of these children's entertainers on YouTube, they're probably sexually attracted to children.
You know what? Even if they aren't, less of a knock on them. Fucking who knows who is? Who fucking cares? Everyone just needs to look out for themselves and not be a fucking idiot. If you're online and there's some fucking 30-year-old famous Minecraft player who's sending you dick pics and asking to look at your undeveloped body for fucking views on your channel, don't do it. Just don't do it.
So,
Yeah.
what we're saying is,
Bad things will
100% of Minecraft YouTubers are pedophiles.
I think that sounds realistic.
So what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build Nakatomi Tower in Minecraft. Build little Minecraft terrorists, and then
weave a tale about how your life was.
I'm gonna look for children who are also into Die Hard, like me, and then get caught and go to jail. That's my plan.
In the game? Oh no, you mean in real life you get caught.
Like you get caught in real life?
Look, sexy kids that also like the Die Hard, like Die Hard 1 and 3, but not 2, 4, and 5.
See, that's
Are
the
willing to go to jail
That's
for
what
it.
we're looking for.
You're willing to go to jail for that.
Yeah.
That's the fun part of that game. That could be a subplot of his real story, right? Like he's telling that, and then he just like adds that in. So then it just confuses the audience. They're like,
This little girl messaging me, and she's like, I like Die Hard 5. And I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You're not.
You know, it's so sad. I love Bruce Willis, but he's got like this if you look at IMDb, it's like half the movies he does are just trash. And the other, I feel like a lot of them are really good. But it's like clearly a job. Like he's just like, Some of the actors just have more discretion with the roles they take.
Who's the actor?
Like Johnny Depp does the same thing. He does a ton of great movies, and then he does a ton of fucking trash.
What's a trash movie by Johnny Depp?
Transcendence.
Okay, this sounds pretty trash.
you're looking at the server. You're looking at what they deliver, but you don't see what happens.
Oh no, I agree. There's so many.
When it's business and you're doing what you do.
And to be fair, like we've seen plenty of movies that the premise seems great.
Like
it's
Transcendence.
It's got a lot of good actors, and somehow, and the production quality is there, but somehow it just sucks.
Wouldn't you say Transcendence would be one of those?
It has good actors, has good production quality.
It started off good.
It's a lack of communication between the directors and the technical team and the actors. So there's never a harmonious vibe in any of it.
But it makes me wonder,
so it's
like,
very robotic and everything.
Right.
Seriously, the last 20 movies we pulled up on Hulu or Vudu or Netflix or whatever, they were very clinical, by the book, pieces of shit that,
I agree.
truthfully, the one thing that I could say that was special about the last, honestly, maybe 13 movies we watched was the post-production of the raw footage color-wise. That's about it. Like, visually.
All red. Should we continue Paul Rudd?
No, you know what was funny is that when we were watching,
You know what? We should like begin and end everything with just Paul Rudd. Just like, thank you for joining SleepyCast and Sleepy Cabin, and final thoughts on Paul Rudd.
yeah, but when we were watching it, the first thing out of Sam's mouth was like, "Wait, how old is Paul Rudd?" And then we were like looking it up, and he's like, "Damn, he's in great shape. Like he aged
question.
really well."
How old do you think Paul Rudd is?
I know he's in his. I know he's somewhere between like 42 and 45.
46.
Alexa, how old is Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd is 46 years old.
Wow.
46.
Yeah, that dude's pulling up on 50.
Those Avengers heroes, a lot of they're all going to be like 50, and all the women are going to be 30.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, nobody's gonna care about that black dude that has those wings that and no
What is he,
power.
Falcon? Yeah, is he Falcon?
Yeah, Falk.
I'll tell you what he is. He was worthless in the first movie, and then he got beat by Ant-Man in the second movie before he even understood his power. Hey Mick,
Yeah.
what's your goal with Sleepy Cabin? What do you hope to achieve here?
Entertain some people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you do that by yourself?
Well, I could,
Yeah.
but it's fun to do it with a group of people.
Cool.
And I want to work with you
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
I feel like we've been sitting on the couch for like the last fucking doing what
Hour and
we
a half.
feel is best for people versus actually talking about. You know, if all this shit was off, we would have a completely different conversation. It's fucking ridiculous.
So wait, hold on. No. So I want to know, what were you doing for the first 10 episodes?
In the first 10 episodes, we were being ourselves. People progress, and it only takes 72 hours for your entire life to completely flip upside down.
I don't disagree.
So if you establish something very early and it takes off and people really like it, and you have to keep that going because that's what people expect.
So you're saying you're completely different now than you used to be back
No,
then?
but what I'm saying is, in a lot of ways, if you start a series, for example, you feel this obligation to keep like rolling with the punches because that's what people expect. Even from the beginning, I feel like we were just kind of delivering things to people we were very graceful about everything we were saying, and we're still doing it now.
There's so much truth to what Stamper is saying.
And everybody else is doing it too. Like, truthfully, if these microphones were off right now and we were talking, it would be a completely different show.
Yeah, we're pumping things up a little bit.
Maybe
we're trying to entertain people.
No, I am
speaking
curious.
for myself.
Absolutely, but you're speaking for yourself. I am curious what you mean by that, though.
I think that, if I may say,
please.
like Stamper kind of thinks that, it becomes very like kind of anecdotal, that like everything is like supposed to be like, oh, here's this story with this punchline. Oh, look, this is kind of funny. Let me tell this story.
Right.
Rather than being like an actual organic conversation where we explore a subject and like we usually do when we talk with each other.
Right. And I think that's, there were plenty of podcasts where we did just tell stories, and it didn't have to be
Like funny or
like we could just talk, and people actually love those episodes too.
I know, like, I don't know what the big fucking deal is. Just
I think it's part of it is expectation. So like when you get to make something on your own terms and people tend to like it, great. But as soon as you're feeling obligated to do it, or it's contrived because people expect it, then it's not you doing what you want to do anymore. You're kind of like forcing this thing that people expect you to do.
I mean, for better or worse, nothing we've done has been, I don't think, contrived or forced. I mean, we're just...
It's exaggerated at times.
It's exaggerated at times, but we're trying to entertain people, so sometimes we exaggerate. But
I feel like people,
it's just we're being ourselves.
It's not that you have to like bring things out of yourself but I feel like there's a way that we're not. There's like millions of people that follow us, and I just feel like we sit in this room, and we're like.
I mean, we talk. People know that, but for an hour and a half a week, people get to hear people they enjoy be silly and stupid and tell some life stories and be goofy and irreverent.
One thing, it was going to be a mix.
I'm just.
A mix of the goofy stuff. If we had something goofy happen to us, tell a funny, entertaining story. We do an equal amount of what Stamper's talking about. If we have a serious topic, talk about that. I always thought that's what it was supposed to be.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
And again,
idea.
can I just reiterate, the whole point of this thing, this was never supposed to be like the main thing. This was like, we spend all our time and effort writing scripts, working on these other projects. This was supposed to be this thing where we just...
Once a week for 2
blow off
hours.
steam, remind people we're still around, entertain them with whatever we feel like talking about. It wasn't supposed to be this wondering if we're wasting people's time. It was just supposed to be
Bullshit.
fairly disposable content. And I know, we still put some effort in, edit it, but when you're just losing sleep over wondering if a podcast is good enough or not, I feel like you're kind of taking the wrong angle. That all that effort should be probably going into something else anyways.
Yeah,
this
right.
is just this thing to remind people that, yeah, we're still here, we're interacting with our audience, and really, put that effort into something else we really care about. Whether I'm making a game, or if I feel like writing a fucking book, or you feel like writing a rap album, or whatever. It's, that's where your heart and soul should go into. Something that's going to last through time or whatever. This is just this thing to keep a way to get away from our desks, enjoy ourselves, like have some conversation.
Well, thanks for joining the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome 2016. Fuck.
This is probably the funniest podcast.
Fuck.
Just put all that out. I don't know.
Good luck editing all of that. That was my plan to begin with. The end of the podcast. You got like
Here's my
9.
I'm just so tired of you, Mick.
Sorry.
I'm so fucking tired of you.
Why is it that all the heroes, why are all the main ones white and then all the partner ones have to be black? So like you've got Iron Man who's white, and then you've got War Machine who's black, and he's like the secondary character, and then you've got Captain America who's like this, whatever.
Fuck, shut up. Why are you gonna like aim your fucking anus right at me?
It wasn't right at you.
It was.
It was in the
Podcast over.
It totally was, dude. Why do you aim your anus at our guests?
A fucking dog doesn't do that.
Dogs do that.
You're an animal. You're a filthy animal.
Sorry, dude.
It's so weird. I get to your perspective and his perspective. It's like, you're like...
That's because you live with me.
No, you're like... I just want to be around people that respect me for who I am, and I can do whatever I do and whatever. But at the same time, it's like you have to have like this mutual balance, because what you do is disrespectful to other people, regardless of who you are.
To be fair, I apologize.
Also,
I'm
done.
hate it.
I'm done. I will say one
also,
thing.
I'm genuinely concerned
One,
that
that I
you
have
are
stomach
sick.
cancer. I know. I fart way too much. But I will say that in my defense, I apologize, but in my defense, I was aiming for the microphone.
I'm gonna beat your fucking ass, is what I'm gonna do.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm done. I publicly apologize.
Now I have to sit here.
I know.
breathing
You can't
your
smell.
fucking
You don't smell
anus
shit.
ass.
It does not smell. Don't be silly. It doesn't smell bad.
It doesn't matter.
Look,
There's ass particles in my lungs now.
I am publicly apologizing to you, to the world, and I will no longer fart in your direction. Okay?
It strengthens
Oh,
your
God.
immune system. You should be thankful.
I just want to choke the shit out of you.
I'm sorry. That's the last time I'm
You're
saying
not
it.
sorry.
I am.
You're not.
I am. I'm sorry. Okay?
Ugh.
I'm done. Stamper.
You're right.
I'm sorry.
Jeff just wrote the punchline for my next cartoon. There's ass particles in my lung.
I'm gonna sit down again.
I swear.
Do not do that.
If I ever do it again, I give you a free.
There's ass particles in my lungs now.
Free punch
That is
to the butt. Punch you right in the butt hole. Oh,
Test me, Mick.
I won't.
me.
I won't. I'm done.
Where were we? Christ.
Mick farted in your mouth.
Basically farted in my mouth.
Dude, that's common guest courtesy, man.
I just think of him as like a brother. I don't think of him as like a guest.
Well, yeah, at the same time, I've known him for fucking 15 years, and I've never farted from him because it might offend his senses. You ever think about that, man?
I'm Chinese.
How many times does it tell you not to do that?
Well, okay. Well, to be
There's
fair,
ass particles.
that's like the first time I ever did it, like
Now.
in your face.
Lift your leg like a wild animal, and you make sure people hear it. You
Yeah.
tighten your sphincter to make sure people hear
For
it.
optimum projection.
I think you might be sick, dude.
You know, I've said that for a long
I'm gonna
time.
take the claw end of a hammer and put it in your fucking...
You know what? If I went to the doctor and he said, guess what? You might think it's funny that you're farting so much, but you actually have gastrointestinal cancer or something.
I don't think the doctor's gonna be like, this is really funny. But guess what?
No, but I'd be...
turn this into a pity story?
No.
Well,
No.
yeah, I fart in your face, but I might have cancer. What does that even mean?
Hey.
I might have cancer. Yeah. Well,
I do feel like your dad sometimes, dude. Really?
Hey.
When you do that, I was like, can you please not fart on our guests? It just feels weird.
anyways.
That's what a podcast should be. There.
Just what? Just me
people being people.
I want every goddamn comment on this podcast to be telling you to stop farting in my face.
Okay.
All right.
I bet we'll see 100 of those. But if I say something like, hey, y'all want me to fart in Jeff's face again? Leave it in the comments.
Fuck!